My name is Elise Foote. I'm from Davidson College, and I got into DH because I wanted to work on a project that was a little bit unconventional. I have always been interested in Hispanic American literature, but in my classes, especially the survey classes of American Lit, there weren't really any Hispanic American writers on the syllabi. And so in my modern American poetry class, I had the opportunity to make a print anthology of Nuyorican poets. And then once I thought about it a little more, I decided I wanted to continue with the topic, and my professor suggested that I make something digital, which was a little scary for me because I didn't have any experience with anything digital. But at the same time, in a lot of ways, the Nuyorican are new content for academics, and so new content calls for new forms, and so it made sense to me that way, as well as the emphasis on performance in Nuyorican poetry that doesn't come across as well on the page. So I found myself digging further and further into the digital aspect of the work.
Excellent. And what's been what is your area of specialty on the project, or what have you done so far with it?
Right. So far, I have read pretty much everything I can find by and about two specific poets, Miguel Algarín and Sandra Maria Esteves, but that information is really difficult to find. So I'm kind of in the process of changing the trajectory of my research to maybe include their place in certain anthologies, because they are starting to show up in some anthologies, or literary journals or something like that. And right now I'm actually working on the digital aspect of the project, so I kind of thought about it in different phases. First, the information on the movement and its poets, and then getting more into the digital side of everything.
So what have you been working on at ILiADS with regards to your project, or
Right.
just, things in general that you've learned that you'd really like to apply to it?
So at ILiADS specifically, I have taken the information I've put into spreadsheets about these poets, looking for points of contact with canonized American poets. And with this information, I'm hoping to make social network visualizations that will kind of map out where exactly or who exactly everyone's connected to. And I'm in the process right now of editing my data to make sure it's in the right format before I run it through these programs for the computer.
Sorry, I keep taking my headphones
Okay,
off because
okay.
I can hear myself in
Yeah,
both
yeah.
audio things, and it's really weird. So what is DH like on your campus? Is it pretty integrated into the curriculum? Are there ways you'd like to see it improve? Are you going to come back with ideas for increased?
Yes. I didn't know digital humanities was a thing before this past semester, actually, when I spoke to my professor, Suzanne Churchill, and she suggested that I make this project digital. So I would say digital humanities is pretty small on Davidson's campus. Most people don't know about it, or if they do, they're not really working with it or something like that. So, I mean, I would love to see an increased digital humanities presence on Davidson's campus, for sure. So.
Has ILiADS given you any ideas of how that might happen or what that might look like?
In a lot of ways, I think it's just publicity, really. People don't know. And I think that with my research grant, I'll have the opportunity to present my research at school, and things like that will sort of start to break the digital humanities more into the common cultural consciousness of Davidson. Yeah.
So I guess as an undergrad, do you think, how do you characterize the roles of undergrads at ILiADS? Have you felt like it's pretty well incorporated? Are there things you'd like to see ILiADS work on? I guess in general.
I would love to see more of an undergrad presence at ILiADS. As one of the few, I feel a little bit strange sometimes speaking out. But at the same time, I think it's really valuable experience for me as an undergraduate. And sometimes we just have a different way of looking at things that can change a project and make it entirely different. So I would definitely love to see more of an undergrad presence, and not just a presence, but more prominence, I guess, because there are people here working on projects, but they're more as assistants to a professor's larger project, and I would love to see more independence from the students.
I guess just to kind of as a way of wrapping up, I guess, I know that you're kind of new to DH, but do you think it's made a difference in the way you approach your other academic endeavors? Has it been helpful in other areas of your life? Has it had an importance in how you think about the material? It's like, what is it in DH that would make you want to keep going with it, I guess?
I would say that digital humanities gives me a different lens to look at certain texts. I'm thinking in text because that's what I study. It breaks me out of the traditional way of reading, the traditional way of seeing, into something entirely different. And it makes me think of how we can take kind of these older disciplines like literature. Oh, someone is just reading a book. How can we make literature modern? How can we make literature applicable in a world where people are reading less and less print books? So in that sense, it's making me think about ways to, I guess, make these humanities more immediate and more in a contemporary context.